It's been a year since the bombs fell, I think. Living in this bunker without so much as a single window to see the sky makes it difficult to tell. I can only go off the food I had stored down here, and it's all but completely gone, save for a few cans of Spam. It was stupid of me to start prepping so late. I could have stacked up 5 years of this garbage if I hadn't taken so much overtime at work. Not to mention all the people scrambling around, grabbing whatever wasn't nailed down in the supermarkets. Tensions overseas were so high by that point, though. Could I even blame them? I guess there's no one left to blame. When I opened the hatch, I expected a green haze to take up the lenses of my gas mask. Instead, I was greeted by a wide-open blue sky, not a cloud in sight. Walking down the street, I saw all those shadows scorched into the sidewalk. Every one of them had names, but none I cared to remember. My whole memory of the world is a blur. Lights flashing past me from dawn to dusk. Too busy, too focused, too late to take anything in. The only time I looked up was to watch some news broadcast about the war. The one refuge from my drab existence being the prospect of total nuclear annihilation. All those anxious thoughts seem so stupid in hindsight. How can I prepare? What can I save? What should I save? What should I save? Walking through town gave me a pit in my stomach. None of it seemed as attractive when it was bright and flashing with energy as it does now, tattered and faded. I loved arcades growing up, but my schedule never allowed me the time of day or night to entertain my inner child. Now it's just a nostalgic ruin. I grew up playing guitar, and not once did I set foot in that music club on the corner. I always wanted to act, and there stood the community theater with an empty stage and seats. I entered the library, but all the books were corroded and withered from the radiation. And that ice cream parlor was a hot spot for people my age, just down the block from the community college. Who could I have met? If I had been there just once or twice, would I have to have spent the last year alone? Out of morbid curiosity, my destination was the crater formed where the nearest bomb had dropped, some 15 miles from my neighborhood. As I got closer, and the devastation became more visible, a burst of questions sounded off in my head, drowning out the rapid clicking of my Geiger counter. Did all this destruction need to happen just so I could take in the world around me? How many soulmates, friends, mentors, lessons, experiences, how many passed by without me ever noticing? How many still exist? What life was I trying to save in preparing for the fallout? My only solace after the bombs fell was that maybe it would make the world a simpler place, but for me, it's only a grim reflection of wasted years and opportunities I'll never have again. Now I sit in my concrete bunker beneath my leveled house, writing this down in my journal as if some younger generation will take it in and understand that life doesn't need to be a monetized hurdle into the grave. Love, life, experience were out there for me to enjoy, and it took the total collapse of the human species to realize it. It makes me wish I had grown old in the world before. Maybe then this realization would be useful to someone, instead of just a piercing regret in my chest. Whoever finds this journal, this is my message to you. If you can live and love somehow out there in the wasteland, do it. And if you find that the world has no place for these dreams, then make a world that does. Manifest it like we used to before. Do it. Do it well. And if our nature will allow it, never repeat the mistakes that brought us here. Thank you for listening. Like and subscribe.